Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all enjoying your day. Today we're going to be looking at your Winter Storm Jacob forecast, which is going to be including me looking at the weather models with you, and then also looking at my personal forecast, which I have hand drawn here, and this is going to include your storm track, as well as your snowfall, rainfall, and ice forecast, and I am going to be updating this every day that I am covering Winter Storm Jacob, and I do hope to cover this for the next about 2 to 3 days, and then we'll move on to our next topic. Whatever that will be, we'll have to see as we get closer to that time period. Now, we are going to start off with the National Weather Service here, and we are going to start from the west. We have some winter weather alerts, winter storm warnings in the pinks, winter weather advisories in the purples. We also have some wind chill advisories posted for much of the northern United States, almost the entire state of Minnesota, the entire state of North Dakota, also under a wind chill advisory. Those are the light blue. In the darker blue, that's where you're getting into those wind chill warnings, where temperatures could be nearing close to negative 40 to negative 50 on your wind chills, and actual temperatures closer to negative 10 to negative 20. So very cold there here over the northern United States. We also have some new winter weather watches or winter storm watches, as well as winter weather advisories, and some winter storm warnings in effect over parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and into New Mexico as well. We have those winter storm watches posted for parts of Wisconsin, into Missouri, Iowa, and then also a little bit of Nebraska and South Dakota there. We also have some winter weather advisories for the northern Great Lakes states, as well as parts of the interior northeast, and some wind advisories in these brown shades over parts of the northeast, where you are going to be seeing some colder conditions and some windier conditions as well. So let's get into it right now with this European computer model. Now, your system is currently offshore. It is providing a little bit of snowfall and rainfall, of course, depending on your elevation, to the western United States. Now, you have this big system right here, but this is your low pressure centered right around here. You also are starting to see this feed of moisture into parts of New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. That's going to spawn up a line of thunderstorms right here. This is your line of thunderstorms right here. Some of this moisture is also being pulled up from the Gulf this way. And then this is going to meet up with this low pressure that's currently over parts of southern Colorado. And this is going to kind of move up north. And of course, it's going to follow your storm track and move up north and then into parts of the northeast. You're also going to have this high pressure. Now, this high pressure has been sinking further and further south lately, but it's also sinking so far south that areas that would benefit from it being somewhere right around here are now kind of being hurt with in terms of your snowfall, because your high pressure is sinking all the way south off the shore of North Carolina and South Carolina. So it's a very big difference from what we've been seeing. So this high pressure is actually sinking so far south that it's not going to even be able to provide enough cold air for the northeast to see some snowfall. So that is something we're monitoring. It could move further north, but it has been looking like it's going to trend further south. The storm is still trending the same storm track, so nothing has changed really in the storm track, but this high pressure, that's the only reason that you're seeing snowfall in the northeast. Even the interior northeast and northern New England would not see snowfall if it were not for this high pressure. It would be all rain for the most part. Now, as we continue this, you see this line of thunderstorms breaks off. You start to see this ice developing, as well as the snowfall, all according to the European model. Of course, we're also going to look at the NAM 12 km snowfall totals and the European snowfall totals. This would be by Friday afternoon, and you're seeing the snowfall breaking out over the northern plains, and it's going to start moving into the Great Lakes states by Saturday morning. Now, you're seeing this heavy ice start to move in, so this heavy mixed precipitation, freezing rain for the most part, a little bit of sleet mixed in here. And that is moving over parts of Illinois, Indiana, Iowa as well. And then it kind of, this ice line really starts to break off. You're seeing this warm air invection coming in from the southern United States. You're really seeing this stream of moisture coming in like this. That's also bringing in those really warm temperatures. You're going to have a south wind with this system. So even though areas in the northeast are going to be seeing snowfall, and this is a rare occurrence that you see south winds mixed with some snowfall. That's really something that doesn't happen. Usually you want those northwest winds or those northeast winds. You just want winds coming out of the north or the west to see some snowfall. But because of this high pressure, again, you are going to still be able to see snowfall, even though you have these southwest winds, which usually bring your very warm temperatures. It's going to be a little bit different with this system. It's a very peculiar system that we are seeing shape up right here. Now, this would be Saturday late at night, so this would be right around Saturday 9 p.m. or so, and you're seeing your snowfall starting to move into the northeast, as well as your rainfall with this system, and then your heavier snowfall starts to move into by Sunday. You're starting to see this heavier snowfall move into the northern New England area, and then you're seeing some back end snowfall. Now, if you were to develop a coastal low off the shore, somewhere off the northeast coast, you would see most likely some back end snowfall, but that would be very light back end snowfall nonetheless. Now, we are going to look at your total snowfall totals with this event, and you see these are your snowfall totals, not the Kuchera, because the Kuchera snowfall, that's temperature profiling, and since we are far out, I don't want to take that as kind of my basis. I'm using this snowfall total. It's a bit more accurate, and it is on the lesser side, and it does kind of match up with what I'm thinking a little bit more. So you see, we have this good area of about 2 to 6 inches, as well some areas picking up closer to 6 or more inches. So a lot of snow, definitely, but not a major system like some people are saying. It's not going to be that big of a system, and it's certainly something that you haven't seen. It's certainly not something that you haven't seen already. Now, here is your NAM 12 km snowfall totals, and it is far enough to reach. The only areas that haven't completed the storm by now would be the main area. This only goes out 84 hours, unfortunately, so we can't see it the full. But by the next run, you would be able to see the full storm by now. You see, and this is the total accumulated positive snow depth change, and this is a bit more accurate. Models like the European model, they don't have this function, so I couldn't show you that. But this is going to show you how much your snow depth has changed positively, so how much more snow is going to be accumulated on the ground. And you're seeing we have a good 3 to 5 or 6 inches over parts of the Great Lakes and interior Northeast, as well as the northern plains, seeing that heavier snowfall. Now, I want to get into my personal snowfall forecast that I have drawn up myself here. So here is my storm track. You have these two low pressures. This is as of now. You have one in southeast Colorado, as well as one in northern in the northern western United States, and that's kind of offshore of Washington State. This is going to be tracking further south, and then also merging with this one that's going to move slightly to the east. Most of the energy is going to go to this primary system right down here, and that is going to move off and east into the Great Lakes and Northeast. Now, something to note, this is going from the 15th through the 20th, so that is your time frame that this storm is going through. You have some mountain snow here in the gray. I'm not going to go and kind of color code each kind of region because it is so elevation dependent. So check out your National Weather Service if you do live in these areas, because it would personally take me around 4 to 6 hours to make this, and I don't have 4 to 6 hours to make this. My video would have been coming out way later, probably 3 to 4 hours later than it is right now if I did do that. So for now, I'm gonna generally say mountain snow. Check your local National Weather Service office, and they'll give you a precise amount of how much snow you should be expecting for your personal location. Now, here is your next layer. Here's your coating to an inch layer on your snowfall, and this is going all the way from Nebraska and Kansas eastward through the Great Lakes, the Appalachians, and then into the Northeast, as well as the northern plains, all seeing at least a coating to an inch of snowfall out of this system. Now, here's your 1 to 3 inch layer. Now, we have this from the northern plains all the way through the Great Lakes and into the Northeast, excluding parts like southern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. Those parts of the Northeast won't be really impacted, most likely with 1 to 3 inches. Now, I'm going to update this, so this might change here and there, but I am pretty confident with this so far. Now, we have a 3 to 6 inch layer, and this is going for much of the northern plains as well as the northern Great Lakes states and into parts of the interior Northeast. as you get just interior of the coast, you are going to be seeing 3 to 6 inches of snow most likely, and then 6 to 12 inches of snow. This is your final snowfall layer. Isolated lake effect bands are definitely going to see closer to 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches, or even a little bit more, but definitely as a general statement, it's going to be around 6 to 12 inches, and this is going from Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York, and through Michigan and into Wisconsin, a little bit of Iowa, and a little bit of Minnesota there. Now, here's your ice forecast, and there is going to be quite a lot of ice here. Some areas reaching closer to half an inch of ice, so a lot of ice potentially here over the really parts of the South Central United States, as well as the Ozarks and into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. We have under a tenth of an inch of ice here over parts of Texas and into Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and into West Virginia, Kentucky, Virginia, as well as Tennessee. Here's where you have where you have between a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch at least, and this is gonna be over the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, as well as southern Kansas and central Missouri, as well as central Illinois. And then we also have a quarter of an inch to half an inch of ice, which is gonna be a big problem over parts of Missouri, Kansas, and that would also head up this snowfall layer is kind of overlaid on top of it, so this would kind of head into this area. So a lot of ice definitely with this system. Now here's your rainfall totals finally, and you have your over California, you have around under an inch of rain, as well as much of the eastern United States. Really, once you get east of Arizona and south of these snowfall layers, you're seeing under an inch of rain at least a little drizzle of rain in these areas. Now in this 1 to 2 inch area, it's going to be a bit more steady, and this is over Texas, Oklahoma, and into parts of Louisiana and southernmost Arkansas as well. And of course, this is going to change a little bit, especially this rainfall and also the northeastern part of the snowfall, because we have a lot of disagreement between the models, and it has been flipping around just a little bit. So this is going to change, and I will be updating this tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed so that you do know when I do post that. Now, that is going to wrap up the video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications if you did enjoy this video. Anyways, guys, that was Eli the Weather Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.